I feel like I left out a big thing on these previous three. Another thing that happened. Now, granted, they won in Cleveland, but over the last two games, the Kings have shot really poorly from the free throw line, particularly Sabonis and Barnes. But the boogeyman is at the free throw line, and it's scaring the heck out of the Sacramento Kings. I think they shot under 70% both games. I think it was like 63% against the Cavs and 65% against the Knicks. And I think the Kings lost by 13 to the Knicks. It was a close game, but they left 12 at the line. And I know that doesn't even if they make all 12 of those, they still lose. I get it. But like, how different does the game go if they're hitting those, if they're a little closer into it? I mean, like, there's something defeating about every time the Kings would kind of go on a run, they wouldn't really go on a run. And you just keep looking up at the score, and it was like 12 or 14 or 16-point lead for the Knicks, like the whole game. And I feel like the free throws kind of played into that aspect. And I don't know. I just kind of, since we're in the habit here today of picking out some negatives here, they got to nip this one quick. They cannot be not making free throws, because I mean, I believe this team will be able to bounce back, but they're continuing on the road, which is tough to kind of recalibrate and reset. But I mean, like, you saw what happened when they played the Clippers in the second game of the year. They lost that game because they missed all those free throws. They shot 57% from the charity stripe that night, and they lost the game because of that. Like, if they hit just a few more of those, because I think they lost by 2 or 3 points to the Clippers that day.
Mm-hmm.
And you that very well could have been made up for by the free throw line. And we're talking about them being able to match up pretty well against the 76ers. You're playing in Philadelphia, or you're going to Toronto on a back-to-back, or you got to finish off a road trip in Detroit. Like, you got to be able to hit those free throws, because you don't want these games that could potentially be closer than you'd like them to be, or especially in the case of the first two, probably, if you're going to have any chance, be pretty close. You're going to need to capitalize on that. And we were kind of pointing to other things in terms of, like, they need to tighten the screws on some things. This actually might be the most, even though it's just the last two as opposed to stretches of 5 or 10 games even, this you don't want this getting out of hand, particularly in Sabonis's case, because he gets like a quarter of his points from the free throw line, and Harrison Barnes gets, I think, about the same amount too. And his is a little below his season average over the last couple of games. So I don't know. Am I overreacting, I guess, about the free throws after 2 games?
I mean, there's nothing worse than leaving points at the line. There's nothing worse. They're free buckets. It's something they teach you, from such an early on age. You got to make your free throws. So it's just more frustrating. I mean, the Kings, I don't know, they've had their games where they shoot bad, but I feel like they've been a decent, I don't know what they are ranked, but they've been like a decent free throw shooting team this year. And it's annoying. Like, you gotta make your free throws at a decent clip, right? And it's Sabonis, yeah, he is not like good from the free throw line, and especially with Fox out, I mean, he's, I guess, your best scorer, right? So when you see him getting fouled and then missing a free throw, to me, it's more frustrating than anything else, because then, yeah, you look at it and say, yeah, if you make a couple more free throws, you could have won this. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to nip it in the bud. You got to knock that off, really. Just, I mean, yeah, nothing else to say. It's just frustrating more than anything. So the Kings have been good this year at the line. Maybe it's just, outlier a couple of games, and they'll get back on track, hopefully. And I think they will. Sabonis,
they did after that Clippers game. Sabonis was shooting like just under 80%, or like over 80%, something around 80% in like the 21 games after that Clippers game.
Yeah, well, good. And that's
but
awesome.
Again, it's like, as I said, it's like, while I do believe they'll be able to figure it out, it's like, will they be able to do it while they're on the road? I don't know, because it was only one game that it really was bad. like where it was really terrible, and they snapped right out of it when they didn't leave California. But now they're on the East Coast. So it's a little, I don't know. Maybe it's a little different.
It is a little different.
Again, I don't know. You tell me. Am I overreacting about the free throws after 2 games? I guess as with anything else, they'll tell us by the results of the Philadelphia game. They'll probably go like 35 of 35 from the free throw line.
And you know what? Good. And that's what
I want to see it. Yeah.
I want to see it too. I don't think you can ever overreact over a poor free throw shooting game. Even though it's life and it happens, that's just statistics. It's just, I don't know. It's like one of those things you can't control yourself. No one's guarding you. You just have the line, wide open shot. I get it. It's not that easy, but I don't know. These guys are pros. You got to make the shots.
As someone who likes to watch the game, I mean, like, I think free throws are an underrated aspect of it. And I love watching free throws go in because it's just such an ugly thing to watch a missed free throw. It's such an ugly thing.
That's true.
They always say basketball is a game. It's like music. And it's like a free throw would be like the opening note of a solo. And it's like a miss is like fucking up that note, you know? Just like, just hitting the wrong key or whatever the deal is. I don't know. I don't play an instrument, but you know what I mean? And so if I had it my way, I would have the whole league shoot 100% from the line. But
that's how it should be. Everyone should just go underhand. Put your pride aside. Rick Barry it.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah, right. I know we're going to go on a little tangent, but nothing's worse than watching like when Dwight Howard, I mean, he's still, I don't know how his free throw shooting is in Taiwan nowadays, but it's like, just change it up. Like, where's your pride in shooting like 39% from the line? Just granny that stuff. You could score like another 10 points a game, and you're already scoring like 23. You just granny it. I don't know.
Can you shoot a hook shot from the free throw line?
I don't see why not. I don't know if anyone should, unless you're Kareem. But
once there's a guy that came into the league, he's like, yeah, I just have to do it with my back to the rim. He shoots like 80. He shoots like 89%. It's like he does. I don't know. He nails it.
Well, you remember DeAndre Jordan? He's a terrible free throw shooter, and then he switched. He switched hands. I think he's left-handed, so he switched to shooting free throws right-handed, and he became like an 83% free throw shooter.
I didn't even know that.
Same with Tristan Thompson. He's a lefty, and then he switched to righty, and then he's like decent. Kind of weird.
Is that because like you're learning to use the hands, so you're like,
I know,
while it's learning and you're getting the kind of control over it, it's getting in the motion, and you're kind of like molding its growth almost.
It's either that or people have literally just been using the wrong hand their whole lives. I don't know. Could you like, I don't know. I can't imagine myself shooting decently left-handed I could barely like do a regular shooting motion. I don't know. It's just some stuff left-handed just feels so awkward. And I guess if you practice enough, but like throwing a baseball, like, could you do a windup on the mound left-handed? Like just all of a sudden? No, it's hard. It's weird. You just feel awkward. Like you don't have the mechanics down. So I don't know. It just has nothing to do with the Kings, but it is interesting. Granny free throws. That's what Mike Brown should just do. It's like, all right, everyone. Like,
anybody that's shooting below 75%, looking at you, Kevin Huerter.
I know. Why is Huerter such a bad free throw shooter?
I don't know, but yeah, don't let him off the hook in this topic.
Yeah.
It's been a little rough for him, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he would really have 100% of an answer. He's just not falling in. I don't know, but yeah, free throws. Don't let them get out of hand, especially Sabonis and Barnes.
Yeah, not the guys who get to the line the most, right? You got to make them.
Yeah.
So,
and what difference does it make? Like if you're making the right decision to get to the line, but you can't capitalize on it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't think you're overreacting. You asked me that. I don't think it's an overreaction. I think you're right. I think Mike Brown's got to
freaking threaten to take that beam away. No.